Whenever I type the name Stormy Daniels, which I've had to do a little bit more lately, I immediately get a vociferous reaction from a lot of the president's fans and supporters saying, this is tabloid trash, this is sheer gossip, why are you even bothering with it? And you know, I'm a little sympathetic to that point of view for this reason. Stormy Daniels, the former porn star, says, and we've known this for some time now, that back in 2006, this is more than a decade ago, she had a consensual affair or relationship with private businessman Donald Trump. And you know, my feeling is I don't really care what the president did in his personal life a decade ago. I don't think most people are stunned whether this is true or not, and Donald Trump has denied it, as he's denied allegations for a number of women. After all, you know, post-Access Hollywood tape, nobody thought that Trump was a choir boy. And you know, what does it have to do with the presidency at a time when he and the White House and the country are dealing with tariffs and guns and immigration and so many more pressing issues? Well, the problem is it's now surged back into the news and was on the front page of yesterday's New York Times for a reason, which is it's getting complicated in terms of the legal and perhaps political implications. So for those of you who haven't been closely following this, Stormy Daniels this week sued the President Trump to overturn a non-disclosure agreement that she signed. This is back in the final weeks of the 2016 campaign. Now, she didn't just decide to sign this. It was because Michael Cohen, the president's personal lawyer, had paid her $130,000, which kind of smells like hush money. She stays quiet, non-disclosure agreement. It doesn't come out before the end of the campaign, except the Wall Street Journal had reported on it, what was known at the time. And Stormy Daniels has been sort of all over the map, so when the story kind of popped again this year, Cohen put out a statement on behalf saying there was no affair, there was no hush money, but now that's changed. She wants to tell her story. Her lawyer has been all over TV saying the Trump team is trying to silence her. She wants to speak about this affair. And unfortunately for her, you know, she gave an interview back in 2011 to In Touch magazine, never published at the time, in which she went into graphic detail about what she says was his personal relationship with Donald Trump. And furthermore, then, you know, much later, it was never explained why it wasn't published. The story gets published in recent months, and that starts the whole thing up again. So here's the problem. Sarah Huckabee Sanders is asked about this, and she has to deal with the fact that last week, Michael Cohen, in a secret arbitration proceeding, got an order, or at least a temporary order, barring Stormy Daniels from talking about this. So this is no longer ancient history. It's the president's lawyer, who's never fully explained why he would supposedly spend this money out of his own pocket to give to this former X-rated actress, trying to keep her from talking in accordance with the agreement. There's a potential campaign finance law violation here, because if that money was paid in 2016 to prevent her from influencing the election, then maybe it had to be disclosed. All of which leads me to this, which is, so when Sarah Huckabee Sanders had to say, well, we've already won the arbitration case, the Stormy Daniels lawyer came back and said that was not true, it was not a final judgment, and he talked about it as like saying that I won the Super Bowl. So I still think that most people don't care about it. But, or the other women, and I've talked before and written about Karen McDougal, the former Playboy Playmate, who also had a similar tale from the same period, ended up getting paid $150,000 to keep quiet by the National Enquirer. But if the White House and the president's lawyer can't explain why they're still trying to keep this woman silent and why she got all this money, if it wasn't to keep her silent, then that creates a political problem. In the end, it's not, you know, it's not like Bill Clinton, who had sexual relations with that woman, Monica Lewinsky, who was an intern while he was president. This is all ancient history. But what's not ancient history is the back and forth legal battle right now. And that means, for now at least, story is not going to go away.